your password and then click on. So that will take you to the home page. Again, you go to HR information. You scroll down to Performance as Management Framework. And you go jump on the right hand side and you go to the Supervisory Approval page. You click on that. Now Madhu Swami will give your document for head of schools. And for assistant teachers, then they'll submit. Then you open and then you see their performance appraisal form. The internet is slow from our side. Upload it slowly. Okay. So here you get tier 2 immediate supervisors list, tier 2. So yeah, all this been we have been doing on a trial run. So Kalera Bale, I'll do it for Kalera Bale has done it, and she has submitted to me, and I'll view her. I'll click on that, and I'll view Kalera Bale's performance assessment. So I go to her details, and I see Kalera Bale's details over there, right? Then I go to the primary KPI, so I can see Kalera Bale has filled in there. So I'll be going on to the immediate manager here. Immediate manager, input rating. I put the input rating, and then I'll put myself there. What Kalera has given herself 2. So immediate manager, I'll give her maybe 1, and then I justify. I justify with my explanation. And then I scroll across, and then I save it. Right. So that's how the supervisor will be doing now. Right. So once the assistant teachers, VP, AP, HOD submits to you, you'll be viewing like this. And then you go to the next KPI. So Kalera's next KPI, so I go to input rating, I click on them, and then Kalera Bale has given herself the rating as Kalera Bale has given a rating as what has she given? 2, So here I'll give her also 2, agree with her. Yeah. So I'll give 2 as well, and then I scroll across, and then I save it for myself. This thing will be happening with Kalera, with your staff, with your staff. I have to call Kalera Bale will be with me, and then I'm discussing with Kalera Bale, and then I'll be giving the rating in discussion with her. So she got another KPI, and she has given herself a rating. So I'll go across, and where the input rating is, right? So she has given herself a 3. Then after discussion, I'll give her 2, and then I justify with the explanation why I'm giving 2. She is happy. Then I scroll down, scroll across, and then I say 2, and then I can give 2. She's happy. I scroll down. So these are so that's what I have to do for KPI. And then the 2 rating now you can see. Kalera gave 3. Can you just mute this? Right, okay, thank you. So you can see employee gave a rating of 100%. Now as an immediate manager, after all that conversation with Kalera Bale, I give a the calculation is automatically been done. Right, so once I have done that, it is saved now. I move on to the next one, and then we go to the core KPI. Core KPI, Kalera Bale has given a rating of 2. So I will also give a rating of 2. Right, 2, because all is in order, and I explain, put on the explanation, and then move to the next one. Core KPI 2. She has given herself 2. I also gave her 2. Kalena Bale has not done this one because she's not, sorry, she has done it. She has given herself as a rating of 3, sorry, employee rating, select. She has not rated herself there, so I can give her rating. Managers, she has not completed this, so she, so if that particular option is like IPVP, she needs to complete that as well. So you can see the rating is coming there. So Hilera gave 2 out of 3, and I am also giving her 2 out of 3. So then I save, you can see the bottom there, save KPI, go KPI, go KPI. Right? To make sure I save that, it's very important. Okay. Save it. So that's finish up the core KPI from the supervisor's level. And then L&D, I got the L&D. Right, so see, first is written in not applicable, but I'll request please if you can write it down here what the immediate manager comments can be. So manager can be writing down by when this particular activity needs to be done, and then what support the head of school will be providing to ensure these skill gaps that's been identified by the officer is attended to. So that has also to be filled, and then need to save it as well. Once you save it, you can go to the arrow at the bottom and we'll move to the upload document. Kalera Bale has done something extraordinary because this is this online platform. Maybe she has done, she also contributed a lot, and she said, I have done a lot of work on this. This is something new. So she has justified over there, and then she has uploaded some forms over there. So I'll view that, and then I'll agree, and then if I don't agree, I'll delete it. If I agree, I'll leave it. So that's an upload document. Once you have done that, so this here you can move. If you upload the document, you can move to the next one. You can by pressing the arrow. It should move on. If not, doesn't move, so you better go to the summary one. The summary part of the assessment, the last part, it's very important. Once you have done, once you have discussed with your fellow officer, then this is have to be completed. I have discussed the performance assessment with the employee, final comments, discussed, writing writing full please. Don't write in only 1 or 2 sentences, will not be appreciated. Write in detail what you have discussed and what are the areas that you have discussed that needed improvement. All those things need to be mentioned. Similarly, then you can the employer to complete the performance assessment has been discussed with me, and then the officer will choose either of one. Assessment and recommendation agreed, or assessment and recommendation not agreed. So if the officer doesn't agree, he will click the second one. If he agrees, he clicks the first one. Right, and then he or she will put the comment why he's agreed or why he's not agreed. The following recommendation is or are made, confirm appointment at the end of assessment. So most of you will be clicking on this, the first one, and then a comment will be written by the officer. And you don't have to put your signature, don't have to put your school stamp, it is signed automatically. So when you click here, you will get this detail here, the date. It's like I click this button and I got getting the data which I discussed with Kalera Bale was 15/10/2021 at 12:15 p.m. and my name appears there. So similarly, when the Kalera has agreed, she will write a comment, she will put a password and then sign. When she signs, then the date and by whom her name will appear. So this is what will be done electronically. You don't have to put your signature there. Right. And this I grant permission for the employee to sign remotely. If the person is somewhere remote, then we can get this permission. And you can see here employee. So final rating you can see it's 83.3%, and that's more than 70%. So she is in safe zone. And if it is a contract is up for renewal for this year or next year, so no problem, our contract will be renewed because it's more than 70%. So you can see that the colleagues are given two rating of one for cholera, and still I'm getting 83%. That's something reasonable. That is something realistic, and that shows that a thorough assessment has been done. Right. So please keeping in mind that this year 2021 we had some up and down, and some of the activities were not able to complete. So please assess yourself faithfully, ethically, so that we don't get end up in 100% rating. If you get 100% rating, then they'll send it back to you so that you justify all the evidence why you're getting 100%. So that brings the end of the session, colleagues. And colleagues, once again, I'd like to reiterate that if you give a rating of 1, don't think that you will be put on PIP. No. Once again, I'm saying, please, if you give a rating of 1, don't think that you will be putting those officer on PIP. No. Right? So these are some of the things that are coming up from Coconut Wireless. They are saying that if you get a 1, oh, the head of school will put you on PIP. No. 1 is that there is an element of improvement from the officer. So you as the head of school, you as in consultation with the other immediate supervisors of a head of department, HOD, AST, VP and AP, they will be justifying to you why you are getting 1. Maybe so, just like some of them, the worksheets were not coming on time, or the worksheets, some of the schools we are receiving complaint on the quality of the worksheets. Quality is also very important, colleagues. Quality of the exam papers, the quality of work that you do, the quality of presentation that you do in the classroom, all this matters. So as a head of school, you need to be very attentive, very observant, and then keeping these things and noting it down. That's very, very important. Very, very important. Noting it down, documentary evidence, so that you can highlight these things when you bring up this performance presentation. You have documentary evidence with you. See, Madam Piteri, the worksheet that you provided was full of errors, and HOD has to intervene, has to correct all these things, and then given to the HOD, head of department language, vet again, then you can see the quality was not up to standard. So these are things that will make us to improve on. If you give him 2 and then 2, that means he or she will say, "Oh, I'm perfect. There's no, I'm perfect. And there's nothing I can. I'm a perfect teacher, and I'm okay with everything." So please come to a middle ground. At least getting something more than 70. At least the contract is not in any way not renewed. So it should be more than 70%, but not 100%, please, colleagues. If you get 100%, just like some of the forms that we're receiving, getting 100%, then it is being referred back to us. So we'll refer back to the schools as well. And when you refer back to the schools, if you delay that process, as I mentioned, that the due date is 15th of December. By then, all these things should be coming into our office. It should be submitting. 15th of December, you should be able to upload all these things and send it to us. Because, as you know, next year, come 2022, from January till August, there are around about 6,000 to 7,000 contracts will be for renewal. And one of the criteria for renewal of contract is that we have to provide performance assessment ratings for these people. So if delay is coming from your side, then if the teacher's salary is seized, please don't blame HR. You have to take the blame on yourself as well. So on that note, colleagues, any question, any comments? I leave it to you. So that brings the end of the last session on how it was in the second half. First half was how the employee feels. Second half was how the supervisor feels it.
So what is the duty? What is the duty to fill the form online?
It will be by 15th of December, Master. 15th of December.
But we're starting now.
15th of December. Now we will going to put this
Thank you,
slide
sir.
next. Yeah, we're going to put this live next week Tuesday. Next week Tuesday, we are thinking of putting this on live. But in the meantime, after this discussion, after this professional development now with you, you can have a practice run, mock run as many times as possible with your staff in the training version. You can attempt 20 times, 30 times, 40 times, so that you fine tune yourself. You are perfect with all your for online presenter with online performance assessment. We give a lot of training. Because it's a training mode and there's nothing stopping you. How many attempts you do. You play with this as many times as possible. And once your staff is fully confident, you are confident, also colleagues are confident. And when we put it in live, because once you put it live, you can't, once you submit, finish, that's the end of it. Eh? So that's why we train the education officers. Now we are training each of the districts as well. And so that you get enough experience, and then you are confident enough, and then when you put it in a live version on Tuesday, we're going to put it in a live version. Please don't try a live version. Once you are trained, once your staff has been trained, once you are confident that the document, the expectation that we are requiring from our side is up to the expectation, then you can put on live and then do those things as we have discussed this afternoon. Any comments, colleagues? Any comments? Chat.
So have I